Hi, everybody. This is Lady Sharona. I'm back. I'm sorry, I was doing a lot of traveling. I went to the East Coast, New York, Miami. I had a wonderful time, and it did throw my schedule off just a little bit, but I'm back now. And I've been having a lot of sort of thoughts going back and forth through my head about Russia because I feel like um, Donald Trump, in his great fear after the midterms, has began doing things that Russia is not real happy about. Now, this was just a gut feeling I have. I haven't read the cards. I thought I'd wait till we were together to do that. But guys, what's up with Russia? Because I know that things don't look so good for Donald from Putin's standpoint. So I've got my cards here. Like I said, I've been having these feelings, but I haven't done anything about it because I waited to get back to you. Once again, apologies for my inconsistency. I'm really trying to make that a past mistake, but I need a new computer, so I have to sort of go to the camp studios every time I need to do a video. So that makes it a little difficult. Plus the traveling, which is probably on hold until January at least. But unless Santa brings me a new computer early, I'll still have to come in here to do them. So please bear with me. It's just a matter of mechanics, I guess. But I really enjoy reading with you. I love hearing all your comments and all the new friends I've made and some new clients too. Bless you all. So forgive me for my inconsistency. And I hope you have as much fun as I'm going to have with this reading because I got a feeling it's going to be enlightening and a lot of great information for all of us democratical people. um, Anti-tyrannical people, something of that nature, I guess we can call ourselves. It's not necessarily that we're, you know, not, I mean, some of us are Republicans, right? But we just don't want to see tyrannical or authoritative Mercury retrograde. Please excuse me. Everybody who knows me knows me. I can't talk for shit during a Mercury retrograde. But rest assured, you get my drift. And let's have this reading all about what's going on with Putin as far as the United States and Trump is concerned. Okay? They don't seem to be respecting each other's parameters anymore. It's almost like Trump is annoyed because he has to, you know, make decisions that his new uh, house is going to be happy about. And Putin is really sick of the fool that Donald is making up himself all over the world because Putin, and for that matter, Saudi Arabia, they didn't get involved with Donald Trump to make themselves look stupid. They got involved with him to help their own agendas. And unfortunately, it's to the point where at this moment in history, anybody who's associated with 45 is looking ridiculous, whether they're, you know, foreigners or people here in our own country, which thank God as it seems like most people are starting to see the light, and I'm happy about the changes that are occurring in our country. Very excited. But let's face it, we still have some work to do. We're not out of the woods yet, but we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now look at what's going on with Russia. Okay, what is going on with Putin as in regards to Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin's relationship? What's going on with this? I know there's some big changes. What's going to happen? My son-in-law surprised the heck out of me by saying that he wouldn't be surprised if Russia put a hit out on Trump because he's just blabbermouthing. He can't control his mouth, and Russia really doesn't care if the world knows that they rigged our elections. I mean, from their point of view, it's something to be proud of, I guess. But there's other things I don't think they want coming to light, and that is where we might see our Donnie in a bit of danger. So, okay. Let's face it, the man gets himself in trouble, never mind everybody else, right? Okay. What is going on between Putin? I'm having fun. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, yeah. This is my foundation card, everybody. This is the tower. Okay. This is a foundation of everything that's about to happen and is happening now, is the tower. And of course, we can see that as Donald Trump is losing his control over, the United States and Congress. That's very, right in our face right now. We all know about it. And also, the tower represents perhaps Trump Tower, and the latest scandal or evidence that's been given to Mueller is that Putin was actually offered a penthouse in Trump Tower. So all these revelations about the tower, which in a sense also represents Trump himself, seeing it, as everything is like Trump Tower, here, there, whatever. So it's significant, I think, that this is the foundation, and the tower in the tarot sort of blows up. In other words, that's all fallen down, and it's going to have consequences. Okay. Okay. Well, there's definitely going to be a huge change in the Russia-U.S., aka Donald Trump relationship. It was, woven together out of a great hope for a lot of financial satisfaction, particularly personal financial satisfaction for both Vladimir Putin and Donald Trump. They both hope to get something personally out of this. But Putin's eyes, and perhaps this is true of a country such as Russia, where politics have always been extremely on the edge, so to speak, and extremely important. And perhaps his outlook as a personal person cannot help but encompass some of that, authority and leadership, political person. And of course, those hopes are quickly going up in smoke as I speak, basically, because things are being revealed. We have the whisperer, the messenger, who admittedly for Donald and Vladimir is not necessarily a good messenger. But the rest of the world, the rest of the free world, he is a good messenger because he is enlightening us all. And that's what some of us have needed to get past this point of, MAGA, whatever. Excuse me. I told you we're going to have fun, okay? I didn't lie about that. Okay, so big change is coming. Now, Donald, who for reasons of narcissism or dementia or whatever, overblown ego, whatever, privilege, he still believes that things will work out just fine. He sees that this is a little bit of a problem as far as, putting on a front to America, for example, having to take some much needed restrictions against Russia, particularly with their last moves against the Ukraine. But he's still thinking that it's going to be okay. He can work it. He can make it work. He can make anything work. Okay. He became president for really no good reason. He can make anything work. Well, no good reason except for Russia. Okay, thank you. If Russia had not been involved in 2016 elections, Trump would not have been elected. This is the truth. I don't need to throw the cards. We can all add 1, 1 is 2. Why did Hillary really lose pace in the race? It was because of her emails, which we now know for sure that was Russia's interference that made that all possible for Donald. Donald only won the elections because of Russia's interference. Okay. So he still thinks he can make it work, you know, because against all odds, he became president. He can make anything work, he thinks. Vladimir Putin is, first of all, he believes, and as much as I hate his politics and dislike the man that he is, I have to agree, he is a much stronger, smarter, more capable person than Donald Trump. So whatever happens is going to be according to what Putin wants, not according to what Trump wants, okay? So Trump needs to know that he's in danger, but he doesn't. He won't accept it. His ego is way too big. It's way too inflated to really think that Putin would turn against him. But believe me, it's already started. If you want to know that Putin came right out and said, yeah, I helped Donald. Donald wanted all these buildings built, blah, blah, blah. And Donald's like, oh, no, it was just a real estate. Didn't matter, was insignificant, blah, blah, blah. We already know that Putin, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what America thinks of him. He'll tell the truth. To Russia, he looks like a hero. He conned the American to be president. Don the Con was conned by Putin. There's nothing to be ashamed of as far as Putin can see right now. Who knows if there's any other secrets going on? There may be. And that might be not a threat to Putin, but a danger to Trump. Do you understand what I'm saying here, people? Trump is definitely at the mercy of Putin, whether he believes it, understands it, knows it or not. Right now, Putin's ready to just let, see what's going on. Is he working behind the scenes to maybe push Donald downhill to make himself look better? Yeah, I'm sure he's got a plan B. He had a plan B from the beginning. I have no doubt of that. I don't like him, but he's not stupid. Okay. But right now, he's at that, wait and see what's going on. So further, I need to throw some cards to see what will happen if Trump starts falling fast. What Putin will help him fall. A while ago, I did my reading that was not quite as accurate as I would like, although in my own defense, I would like to say that I had seen the end of September as being the end of Trump, so to speak. And it wasn't, as far as he's still sitting in that White House. But I think August, September, that's when things started to really, really gather steam. He kept making mistake after mistake after mistake, rolling, getting worse and worse towards the midterms when, it's going to take a lot to save him from this point. He's going to have to backtrack on just about everything. Isolate himself from a lot of people. His trick about, trying to pardon Manafort so that he might be able to get a pardon. Fuck you, asshole. What? Oh, sorry. It's not going to work. Okay, it is not going to work. Donald Trump cannot backtrack fast enough, I think, to, disintegrate the great wall of trouble he has built for himself. Forget about the border wall. He didn't build that. He built a wall of trouble for not only himself, but his family. And if I was a nice person, I might feel sorry for them, but I don't. I'm sorry. They deserve all of them. I want to see it come falling down like Humpty Dumpty. So anyway, if Trump continues on this downward spiral, what is Putin going to do? He's going to start disassociating himself big time. Okay, we're going to see more of him. Slight ridicule towards Trump, ridicule towards America, doing what he wants to do. Unfortunately, not good for the Ukraine, but our hearts and prayers goes out to the Ukrainian people, because I don't think Putin's going to stop where he is. I also think, and I will verify this with card, but I also really think that Putin and Saudi Arabia got something going on that is not going to be good for Trump. And my cards say that no judgment has been made just yet on that. But yeah, these are two countries that really don't care about people, civilians, freedom, whatever. Saudi Arabia, they kind of evil. I mean, they were behind not only Khashoggi's killing, but 9/11. And back then, 20 years ago, the CIA in particular was trying to protect Saudi Arabia to the point where we got 9/11. Everybody knows about that. If you haven't, I would suggest you look at Hulu, The Looming Tower, and watch it. Extremely educational and on point. Okay? But Saudi Arabia and Putin have already got a backup plan together against the United States. Trump, in all his great, claims of, making allies with Russia and Saudi Arabia, these are the two countries that are going to bring him down. Okay? America's not going to bring him down. It should, but it's not going to. The big push is going to come from these other countries. I want to know, what will happen to Trump? What will Putin take any, this is what I want to know, will Putin take any action against Trump? I think he will. He's waiting. He's not sure what he's going to do yet. But when push comes to shove, Putin is the one that Donald Trump needs to be afraid of. Mueller can help him legally, whatever, come down. But Putin will go for the jugular. Putin will go for blood. If I were Donald Trump right now, looking at the cards I have, I would definitely resign, because staying in office is putting him, and I do believe I have mentioned this before, staying in office is detrimental to his safety right now, because he can't make the American people happy unless he makes more sanctions against Russia and Saudi Arabia, which he doesn't want to do for his own finances, but he's afraid not to do, because now the Dems have the power in the House. But taking action, taking the sanctions against those two countries, it's not going to be taken as an act of the United States. It's going to be personal. This is a personal relationship Donald Trump has got in with Putin and Saudi Arabia. It's a personal situation. Therefore, the rules of politics don't even apply. Okay? This is a personal relationship. And Donald Trump is the bottom person on this ladder. And I think at this point, censure, even imprisonment, is a better choice for him than what these other countries may do, particularly Putin. Putin doesn't care. He's already got a plan on the back burner. If Trump doesn't conform to him, or if Trump becomes a liability, which he is, just because of his demented state of ridiculousness, Putin will do something about it. It's personal now. It's personal. And when it comes to spin doctoring, Putin is way better at than Donald. And Donald has a big mouth. He gets himself in trouble. Imagine what he's going to do when he's like trying to scramble from his own, destiny by telling on everybody else, sort of thing. He's spilling the beans. He always spills the beans, but in a way to try to make himself look innocent, not realizing, because of his dementia or whatever, that what he's actually doing is throwing his own self into the wolf pit. But just in case he doesn't land inside, Putin will definitely give him the push if so necessary. So this love affair between Vladimir and Donald is over, people. Over. And Saudi Arabia, they never cared about him in the first place. Okay? He was always just a means to an end. He needed their oil. They needed his approval. He gave them their approval. We got their oil, so what? It's time to get over fossil fuels anyway. This is why Donald Trump has considerably tried to backtrack everything to fossil fuels and coal and everything. Things that don't work anymore and that people are not interested in have proved not only bad for the environment, but extremely expensive and, you know, so easily replaced by something more efficient and cleaner. But because of his treaty or his partnership with Saudi Arabia, America has been like, forced to go back to the, pollution and fossil fuels and all that kind of thing. As Trump tries to generate as much business for the Arabs as he can, even though Trump was up there saying, the Muslims all celebrated or whatever. The Saudi Arabians are Muslims, and it was and most Muslims are wonderful people. I have many Muslim friends, and I love Muslims, and I consider ISIS to be sort of the Trump and Z's of Arabia. So this is not against the Muslim people. This is against Al-Qaeda, which bombed our towers, and now Donald is hand in glove with them. Everything he accused Obama of is basically what he's doing. In other words, helping, our basic enemy, which is ISIS, Al-Qaeda. You think they won't get rid of Donald Trump just as easy as they flew a plane into the towers? Of course not. Donald Trump is playing with dangerous people. He's out of his league. And my reading has just confirmed that. I'm not just talking off the top of my head, people. This is what the cards are saying. And I believe it's true. And I think that, good is going to actually win over. And I've been feeling this. I've been saying it a little off with my timing, or at least off with the way things were going to happen. But I do believe that great new times are coming for America again. And, as much as we all despise Putin and his tyranny over Russia and the things he's doing to other parts of the world, his assassinations, etc., not for one moment am I saying that Donald Trump has not been a part of some of these assassinations. As far as, let's face it, Khashoggi was told not to write anymore after he insulted Donald Trump. Donald Trump is guilty of murder. Believe me when I say this, okay? He's the biggest murderer as Putin or the Saudi prince. They're all in it together. All these devils in it together. But guess what? The light will overcome the darkness, and better things coming for America. We'll be back to where we were in a couple of years. It's going to take a couple of years to overthrow some of these horrible laws that he has reversed or brought in. But America will return to being an enlightened country rather than this purveyor of idiocy and darkness. So I know I rambled on a bit today. I never make my videos this long, but I'm kind of excited, as you can see, because there's nothing like karma coming back to make a witch happy, right? We live by the rule of karma, do no harm, because it's going to come back to you times 3. And Donald, guess what? Karma's a bitch, and you're in line. Okay, people, enough. All right, so enjoy your weekend, and I'm going to be in Vegas, and I'm going to come to the studio and do another reading in a couple of days. Anybody who wants me to, talk about something that they have questions about, a lot of our questions are kind of answered, but some of you may want clarification on them. I'm also very open to doing readings that are not political. In fact, I'm probably going to try to bring a guest on next week to actually do a reading in person for them. But in the meantime, please comment, like, subscribe, and send me questions that you want answered. Okay? Aloha, everybody. Blessings, and love you all. Thank you. Bye.